Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I'm a member of SGR UK, and I've been practicing Nichiren Buddhism for 14 years. I am not from a Buddhist family, and I started practicing when I was 16, and I was very sad, mainly due to knowing that I was gay and from a very rural community in the north of England, and not feeling accepted at all. And I guess I'd lost my humanity. It wasn't a great time. And I met somebody who had this dynamic energy, and I really wanted to get that. I kind of hooked into it. And I remember when so we do we chant a phrase, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And when I started to chant, it was the first time that I'd felt alive. And I felt myself. And I could let go of pretending to be something that society was telling me to be. So, and literally from that moment, I've been building my identity as me, not as somebody else or comparing myself to others. And it's been wonderful. Buddhism is a diverse religion. There's so many different forms of Buddhism and different schools and different thinkings, but my understanding is that it's about the self and about this present moment, and within that present moment, can we achieve a place where we're at peace? My teacher is a man called Daisaku Ikeda. He's a Buddhist thinker and philosopher, and he's taught me to really follow a story that's in the Lotus Sutra, and it's about this person called Bodhisattva Never Disparaging, who no matter what really respected every person that he met. And in a modern context, that means that we treasure the person that's in front of us, no matter what, which is quite hard, because often we cannot agree with someone, or they hold views or beliefs that are not congruent to our own. However, as a Buddhist, I can take the responsibility to, no matter what, raise my life condition, open my heart, and have dialogue with that person and treasure them, remembering that their humanity is precious. I think healthy relationships rely on two things: listening and dialogue. So to really listen to the people that are either agreeing with you or, more importantly, perhaps disagreeing with you, and then to engage in real dialogue with those people. So, for example, I'm a white cisgendered man, and I can't or should not ever comment on people of different race, sexuality, gender. All I can speak about is my own opinion, because as well I'm also quite privileged in many ways. So, but as a Buddhist, I can really listen, and I can open my eyes and my heart, my ears and my understanding, so that I can learn to be more of an ally and learn to really champion those whose voices aren't necessarily heard, so that they can be heard. And again, that's because it's important that they should tell the story. My experience of Buddhism and the LGBT community is one about diversity is celebrated. So I follow a teaching known as the Lotus Sutra, and within that, the preciousness of humanity is really important. And that within that teaching, there's an understanding that we have this inherent potential, all humanity has this potential, that we would call Buddhahood. And so Nichiren, Daishonin, a Japanese monk who founded the practice I do, he really championed individuality and diversity, and used the metaphor of a cherry, peach, a plum, and a damson. And each of those fruits have very different flavors. They blossom in different ways, but all are beautiful, but very different. A cherry is different to a pear. And why that metaphor is important is that it reminds us that every human being has an individual, unique, and profound mission. And no one can tell another person what that mission is, or the value of that mission. It's equally beautiful. Always treasure the person in front of you, no matter what, even when it's the hardest thing to do.